For the future of the British economy and the survival of this new Conservative government, it was utterly critical that Liz Truss did not U-turn on her brave and bold plan to slash the top rate of tax to the same level it was for the entire premiership of Tony Blair. So the decision enforced on Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng by the new PM to do just that is without a doubt politically devastating. Her doubters now want to say her credibility is shot after just 27 days in power. And I say this as someone who backed Truss throughout the leadership contest because I believed her when she said she had the bottle to make unpopular decisions and stand by them. Why, Liz, did you give in so soon to those who want to see you fail? And that is the problem with marching to the beat of the political class and the MSM who operate in the Westminster bubble and don't give a damn about the very real problems facing ordinary Brits. Nothing gets done. Because the establishment, backed by the British bashing corporations, Sly News, band together to make it impossible to do anything that challenges the orthodoxy. Look.
Is it really necessary to scrap the 45p rate, which only benefits the really wealthy anyway? It's not even due to come in until April. It didn't need to be announced now and take people by surprise.
There's a time to get back to the 40%. Not now, I think.
I tell you what.
I do not think that the choice to have tax cuts for those that are earning hundreds of thousands of pounds is the right choice.
The people you appear to be supporting more than any others are millionaires. Why should someone earning £1 million get an extra £55,000 a year from next year?
When you have additional billions of pounds in play, to have as your principal decision the headline tax move, cutting tax for the wealthiest, that is a display of the wrong values.
Let's not muddy the water with this other thing, this tax cut for wealthy people right now, when the priority needs to be on everyday households.
But if you think today's devastating decision would stop that hysteria, you ain't seen nothing yet. Now, every member of the political establishment and MSM who demanded a left-wing U-turn from Truss on the top tax rate will slam and deride the PM for U-turning. That script is written already, and this is why she should have held form. Just like with the lengthy COVID lockdowns, which the same people forced upon Boris Johnson, they've won again. And now they'll continue demanding concessions resulting in political inertia for the next 2 years.
Is this enough? Will this calm the markets down? Will things go back to the way they were?
I don't think it'll make any substantive difference.
Any more U-turns? Scrapping the cap on bankers' bonuses? Will that be U-turned, Chancellor?
I've said what I've said about the 45p rate, and I'm totally focused on delivering the growth plan.
The right thing to get rid of this indefensible policy, but the government's got to do far more.
So no more U-turns?
Continues, and we're totally focused on delivering the growth plan.
I'll ask for a third and final. No more U-turns?
We're totally focused on the growth plan.
The right decision, but so much damage has already been done.
There will continue to be pressure from Tory MPs against Liz Truss, and the worry for her tonight is those rebellious MPs, such as Michael Gove, having forced one really embarrassing U-turn. The worry for her is that they will join forces and force other U-turns on her.
Of course. And do you not see how it all works? They all work together on this. I mean, that snake Gove is already threatening a new rebellion over potential cuts. And that's why my rage over this decision is actually now off the scale. It was Tory MPs who decided to depose Boris and put us in this mess, not Conservative Party members, certainly not the public. And just like with the Partygate obsession, the MSM narrative around Truss has now been set by an overwhelmingly biased media. Don't believe me? This tweet from Sly News political editor Beth Rigby last night, I think it tells you all you need to know. She wrote last night, Tory conference is shrouded in gloom. Has Truss already sealed her own fate? Former cabinet ministers publicly saying PM must change course, and two senior MPs tell me colleagues already coming up with suggestions to change party rules to oust PM and replace her quickly. And the Sunday Times yesterday went further in their reporting. They said former ministers are openly discussing what would happen if Truss was ousted. There would have to be a leader by acclamation, one said, and it would have to be Boris or Rishi. She's already finished. As my friend Claire Fox, a member of the House of Lords, tweeted, for God's sake, Meanwhile, the public is relegated to the sidelines, forced to watch passively as this lot play house of cards. Even any pretense of democracy is treated with contempt. This whole farce is utterly galling. I completely agree. This is not a game. The country is in a perilous state, and it needs a visionary leader prepared to make politically difficult calls in the short term. I hope so badly that Truss would prove she had the Thatcher mettle to rise above their usual bullying tactics. And as I've written in a new column for the Mail Online tonight, even if you're opposed to the cut to the 45p rate, you should be very concerned about the prospect of government by media. It's farcical that a Tory government in 2022 is considered irresponsible for wanting to return the top tax rate to the level it stayed under Tony Blair. And if you believe this £2 billion policy, which has actually proven to raise more money in the long term, caused a market collapse when spending hundreds of billions on COVID lockdown policies didn't raise an eyebrow, then you're being very naive. No, the shameful behaviour we've seen from most of our ruling class over the past week is devastating proof that they would rather advance their own petty political rows than try to salvage our economy.